Hey folks, I am back here to talk about Sheets a little bit more, but I wanted to take a break from our project, our employee hours project, because we really need to get a good handle on Sheets and how it can do math and how it can use formulas and how it can access cells to do that math. And I want to make sure everybody sees this and feels comfortable with it. This is something that I have seen students really struggle with. So I want to just touch on it really carefully for just a moment. So we're going to take this little area that I've created where we're adding two numbers together, and I'll give that a little fill background. We've got a first number and a second number and a total. So I am going to add those numbers together. I'm going to show you first a couple of things that Excel can do. Then I'm going to show you some of the non-examples of what it looks like to do this math. And then I'm going to show you the way that you ought to be doing it and some quick tools that you can use to do that math also. So the first thing that we'll look at is Excel. I always want to say Excel because that I taught for 20 years, but Sheets is almost identical, very, very small differences. So when we're looking at Sheets and we want to just add a couple numbers together, the first thing that we can do and what really activates the math portion of Sheets is to hit the equal sign. That equal sign says to Sheets, okay, well, we got something coming here. We're going to have to do some math. We're going to have to be looking at this. So um, I'm going to go ahead and just put in a couple of numbers. We'll do 10 plus 20. Sheets is very capable, and this is an easy thing for it to do. So I hit the enter key, and it drops in 30. 30 is the answer to my formula here. And if I look at it, one thing to notice is that the answer shows here, the formula shows here in our formula bar. And that's really important to know that if you click on a cell, you might not see what you want to edit. You might not see what you want to change. But if you look up here in the formula bar, you will see what you want to change. So um, that's the first example, the simplest way to do math with Sheets. So I'm going to change that though. I'm going to get rid of that, hit the delete key and get rid of what's in there. And I'm just going to put a number in there. We'll put 10 and 20, and the total of that should be 30. I'm sure you're thinking that to yourself right now. The things that I see people do regularly that are a problem are they just do the math in their head and then they throw a 30 in there. That doesn't do us any good. It doesn't help us at all. And if these numbers happen to change, maybe I'm adding a couple of the number of times I sold a pizza or something like that, and that number changes, then my answer is no longer useful. It doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't work. So instead of talking about numbers, we always want to talk about cells. So instead of using the number 20, I'm going to talk about where the 20 lives. The 20 lives in cell A2. So right here, I'm going to start telling Sheets, hey, it's time to do some math. Equals. And I also always want to put that equal sign into the cell where I want the result. So equals A2 plus A3. Now, one thing I'll tell you is that you don't have to type the numbers necessarily. You can also click to select that cell. So I've got A2 plus A3. I hit enter, and my answer is 40, and it plugs in right there. Here's my formula that I used. You can do all sorts of different math. There's some of the things that you'll want to know are that if you want to subtract, pretty simple. If you want to multiply, then it's the asterisk. That one is multiply. If you would like to divide, then you make it a fraction by using the uh, the division symbol is what I call it. So forward slash, backward slash, I always get them confused. But This is how you would make it a fraction, a2 over a3, enter, and that gives us 1. So this is how you do math in Sheets. And I really want to make sure that we have a handle on that, because when I look at your final project, the thing I'll be checking to see is if you have a grasp on how to make a formula and how to reference other cells, not values, other cells to do the math. Okay? I hope this helps with what we're talking about, and I will be looking for these things when we move on, and I'll be talking even more about it when we move on to do more in the employee hours project. Have a good one.